Hello friends, I am Lakshmikant. Hope you all are fine, my dear. Here in this part, I'm going to tell you about the mind map of plant kingdom, my dear. Okay, so whatever the chapter, the whole thing is being included here. Okay, so let's see what we have to be studying in this very chapter. Okay, so this one is the unit 1 of class 11th, my dear, right? And this one is the third chapter. Clear? So see, in this mind map, how we have to be know about this one chapter. This one is the thing is written here. Okay, so how much the things we have to know, but how we have to be know, this one is the main thing. Okay, so how much we have to know, this one is the given here, but how we have to know here, this one is to be clear in a slide by slide, my dear. Correct? Now see, here I'm going to tell you about the plant kingdom, and you all know that the how this mind map goes here. Here the mind map, what you see, let's see first. Let us see first what I am doing here. I'm telling you about here what about the plant kingdom here, the what classification. This one is not the algae, my dear. This one is what algae. This one is what algae, my dear. Okay, and this algae further be classified into three parts, that is chlorophyce, pterophyce, and rhodophyce. This one table is also given in your NCRT, my dear. Okay, so you go through that very NCRT, check that this one is the thing given there. So thallophyta, then after the bryophyta, then pteridophyta. Correct? So see, here the classification I'm going to tell you about, the what the classification is given here, and that very classification is the so you how the mind map is being here. Okay, so let's see in a slide. So see, in next slide I'm going to show you how. See, wait for a moment. Here the plant kingdom, what I'm going to write here, plant kingdom classify into two parts, my dear. Plant kingdom classify into how many parts? Two parts. Number one, that is cryptogams, cryptogams, and second one is what, my dear? Phanerogams. See how the mind map is given there. See in this way, phanerogams. Correct? So see, in cryptogams, further be classified into how many parts, my dear? Three parts. That is what? Thallophyta. You say what? Algae. Thallophyta. Thallophyta, you say what? Algae also. Algae. Second one is what? Bryophyta. Second one is what? Bryophyta. Then after what? Pteridophyta. Then after what? Pteridophyta, my dear. Correct? Now, again, this phanerogams further be classified into two parts, my dear. One is what? Cryptogams. Wait for a moment. What I'm saying here, cryptogams. See, number one, that is what? Cryptogams. And second one is what, my dear? Phanerogams. What I'm writing here? Phanerogams. Is that clear? So see, in this way the classification is here. See, in this way, here the algae, and this one is the algae classified into how many parts? Three. That is chlorophyce, pheophyce, and rhodophyce. That is green algae, brown algae, and red algae. Clear? So now this one is the bryophyta. See here, this one is what? Bryophyta. Bryophyta is further be divided into how many parts? This one is the what? Liverworts, number first, and second one is what? Moss, my dear. Okay. What the example of liverwort? Markensia. What the example of moss is? Funaria. So see in this one. So here, if I'm saying about the thallophyta, here the thallophyta, that is algae, algae further be classified into how many parts, my dear? Three parts. See, what are they? Number one, that is green algae. What I'm saying here? I'm saying here what? Green algae. Clear? Second one is what? brown algae, brown algae. And third one is what, my dear? That is the red algae. That is what? Red algae, my dear. Correct? So see, if anybody can say you about the chlorophyce, it means what? Chlorophyce means what? That is green algae. So that's why I'm writing here chlorophyce also. See, chlorophyce, chlorophyce. Here the brown algae that is known as what? Pterophyce, and red algae also known as what? Rhodophyce. What I'm saying? Rhodophyce. See, this one is what? Rhodophyce. The rhodophyce. Clear? So see, this one is the thing that is given in your what? Mind map. So see here the chlorophyce. It means what? Which one algae? This one is the green algae. What I'm saying here? I'm saying here, this one is what? Chlorophyce is written here. Here is written what? Chlorophyce. See what I'm writing here? Chlorophyce. Chlorophyce. Chlorophyce, which one algae? Green algae. Here it is. So here chlorophyll, which one? Chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Clear? What the storage food here? Here the storage food is starch. What is here written? Here written what is starch, my dear. Correct? What the cell wall is made up of? Cell wall is made up of cellulose. What the cell wall is made up of? Cellulose. Here, what the things is be here? That how many the numbers of what? Yes, there a number of plastid is be there. The shape of is here. Okay. So see what I'm telling to you in this one slide. See, chlorophyce, pheophyce, and rhodophyce. Right? Now, cryptogams and phanerogams are the part of which one? Phanerogams, my dear. Now, see, here I'm going to tell you about this phanerogams further be divided into two parts. That is, number one, monocotyledon. Wait for a moment, not monocotyledon, my dear. I'm going to tell you about which one thing you know. First, gymnosperm, then after angiosperm. Phanerogams further be divided into two parts. That is what? Gymnosperm, and second one is what? Second one is what, my dear? Angiosperm. Here, see this one. Here, here, the gymnosperm plant kingdom is divided into which one? Gymnosperm. See this one thing? Clear? This one is the gymnosperm, my dear. And see, this one gymnosperm, it means what? The plant in which the seeds are not enclosed inside the ovary wall. Right? Right? And see, this one is the what? Angiosperm. This one is what? Angiosperm, in which the plants, in which the seeds are enclosed inside the ovary wall. So see, here the two things be here. That one is here the part is what? Cryptogams. One is the part is here is what? Cryptogams. See, this one is the cryptogams. Number one, algae. Number one, algae. Second one is what? Second one is you say here. This one is Bryophyta. Wait for a moment. Erase this one thing. Okay. See, this one is what? Second one is what? Bryophyta. And third one is what? Pteridophyta. This one is cryptogams. And see here, this one is what? Here the classification is what? Phanerogams. Phanerogams, my dear. In phanerogams, what is here? Here the two parts. One is what? Gymnosperm. Second one is what? Angiosperm. So gymnosperm, if anybody can ask you about what do you mean by gymnosperm, my dear? See, in this slide, I'm going to write down about the gymnosperm. So if anybody can ask you about the gymnosperm, means what you say? Gymno means what? Naked. Gymno means what? You say naked. Naked. And a sperma means you say what? Seed. It means what? This plant in which, how I write the definition? The plant in which seeds are not enclosed. What I'm saying? Seeds are not enclosed. Where? Inside the ovary wall. Inside the ovary wall, my dear. Ovary wall. See what I'm saying here. So see this one mind map. So here the gymnosperm plant with naked seed. So if I'm saying here the plant with naked seed, so here the example is here is what? Cycas. Which one example is here given? Cycas. Okay, in details, I was told you about this all things. Cycas, Pinus, Cedrus, Ginkgo. These all are the example of what? Yes, naked seed. That is gymnosperms. Now, angiosperms what? See, I'm going to write here about what? Angiosperm. What is angiosperm? Angiosperm. So see, I'm going to write here angiosperm. What the meaning of the angiosperm, my dear? Here, angio means what? Covered. Angio means what? Covered. And again, this is sperma means what? Seed. So what I'm saying here, the plant in which seeds are enclosed enclosed inside the what I'm saying ovary wall, my correct. So if I'm saying here that the seeds which are enclosed inside the ovary wall, then it is known as what, my dear? Angiosperms. Clear? So mostly you see the plants, either you see mango, apple, banyan, that all very plant is what? Angiospermic plant. So see in this one, angiosperms here what? The plant in which the seeds are enclosed inside the ovary wall. See what I'm writing. See here, this one the angiosperm is given, angiosperm. And now this angiosperms further be divided into two parts on the basis of cotyledon, my dear. One is what? See here, one is what? Number A, that is monocotyledon, and second one is what? Dicotyledon. So this one here, this angiosperm, see what I'm saying? This angiosperm, my dear, further divided into how many parts? Two parts. Correct? How many parts? Two parts. On what basis, my dear? See what I'm writing here. On the basis of cotyledon. On the basis of what I'm saying? Cotyledon. So on the basis of cotyledon, there are two parts. One is what? Number one is what? Monocotyledon. Monocotyledon. And second one is what, my dear? Second one is what? Second one is dicotyledon. Dicotyledon. Correct? So see, here the angiosperm further be divided into two parts. One is the what? Monocotyledon. Second one is what? Dicotyledon. So see, if I'm saying here that the monocotyledon, it means what? They having only one seed is here. Okay? So what I'm saying to you, here the mono means what? Single. Mono means what? Single. Cotyledon, that is what? Stored food. Cotyledon means what? Store food. So here I'm going to say here what? Monocotyledon. It means that the plant in which only have what? Single cotyledon, that is single stored food, right? So this one is the example. What? Monocotyledon. If I'm saying about the dicotyledon, di means what? Two, two, see. And the cotyledon again here is what? Store food. Again here is what? Store food, my dear. Correct? This thing is clear? So now see this one. Here, if I'm going to tell you about the monocotyledon, so which one is the example is here, my dear? See, this one is the example of what? Wheat, wheat here, maize also, yes or no? Grass also. See, in the mind map also, this one is the given. Yes or no? Grasses, wheat, yes or no? Rice, etc. These all are what? Monocotyledon. So when I'm going to what? Dicotyledon. So see here the dicotyledon, my dear. Here the dicotyledon example here is what? That is pea, mango. Mango also dicotyledon. Clear? Yes. So see, this one is the thing that is given in your mind. Clear? So the thing is here clear. The phanerogams thing is clear. Cryptogams is clear. Cryptogams are divided into how many parts? See in this one. Cryptogams further divided into what? Basically in two parts. One is what? One is what? Cryptogams. Second one is what? Phanerogams, plant kingdom. And this cryptogams divided into three parts. That is Thallophyta, number one. Second one is what? Bryophyta. And third one is what? Pteridophyta, right? Further, this phanerogams further be divided into two parts. That is cryptogams and phanerogams. That, sorry, my dear. This phanerogams further be divided into which one? Which one, my dear? Wait for a moment. Wait for a moment. Not this one. Cryptogams and phanerogams. This phanerogams divided into how many parts? This one is the two parts. That is what? That is what, my dear? Here, gymnosperm and what? Angiosperm. So gymno means what? Naked. Angio means what? Covered. So this one is the thing. Clear? 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 So clear. Cryptogams and phanerogams term is clear. Now, the second thing that is very important to know here, that if I'm going to tell you about the algae, my dear, if I'm going to tell you about the algae, so which one algae is here? Here the three types of the algae. Clear? One is what? Green algae. Which one algae is here? Green algae. So see, if I'm going to say about the green algae, let's check here. If I'm going to say about the green algae, see this one. This one I'm going to tell you, okay, in this slide. So see, I'm going to tell about here what the things is written in a mind. Algae. So see, if I'm saying here the algae, that which one algae? Green algae. About what I'm going to say here? Green algae. So green algae, what the green algae contain? Let's see. Number one, that is pigment. What I'm writing here? Pigment, my dear. So which one pigment is here? Here the pigment is what? Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll A. Which one pigment is here? Chlorophyll A, my dear. As well as chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Okay. So now, what the structure, my dear? What the structure? That is given in mind map also. The structure is here is what? Paranoid. What I'm writing here? Paranoid structure. What I'm saying here? Paranoid. Yes, listen carefully. And then after this paranoid structure, which help in what? Store protein. What I'm writing here? Store protein, my dear. Correct? Now, third one is here, what? Storage. Storage. What the storage is here, my dear? Here the storage is what? Starch. Correct? Now, if anybody asks you about the reproduction, then what you say? About the reproduction, my dear? Yes, here the reproduction with the help of what? Fragmentation. What I'm writing here? Fragmentation. See, this was the what? Fragmentation. So see here in chlorophyce, here the what? Which one is known as what? Yes, green algae, my dear. Right? Here the pigment, chlorophyll A and B. Here the food storage, starch. Cell wall is made up of what? Cellulose. Cell wall is made up of what? Cellulose, my dear. Correct? So if anybody can ask you about the reproduction, sexual reproduction is here. Now, here, green algae. Now, second thing, that is what? Brown algae. Second one is what? Brown algae, my dear. So in a brown algae, what we have to be know here? In a brown algae, first, that is what? Pigment. What the pigment is here? So chlorophyll here, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll A, as well as what I am saying, my dear, chlorophyll A and what? C I'm saying. So chlorophyll A and B is present where? In a green algae, while chlorophyll A and C is present where? In a brown algae, man. Okay, now see, second thing. Second thing is here is, my dear, what? Here, which one is the color? You know, which one is the color, my dear? Here, I'm going to write what? Here, the fucoxanthin is the pigment. See what I'm writing here about the pigment. If anybody can ask you about the pigment, then what you say? Fucoxanthin. Fucoxanthin pigment. That what? Color change, my dear. Okay, color change. How the color change? From olive green to what, my dear? Brown. Clear? Clear? Yes. Is that clear? Now, okay. This one is the thing. Now, third one is what? Third one is what? Third one is which one algae? Red algae. Red algae. So what about the red algae, my dear? Here again, the pigment. Here, which one pigment, dear? You know, chlorophyll A and what? D. So chlorophyll A and B is present in a green algae, while chlorophyll A and C is present in brown algae, and in red algae pigment, that is what? Chlorophyll A and D, my dear. Okay. Here pigment is, here is what? Chlorophyll. This one is chlorophyll, my dear. In short, I'm writing. Now, second thing, there um, pigment fucoxanthin is also present here to color change from olive green to brown color. Now see here, the here also I'm saying what? Phycoerythrin. Phycoerythrin. This phycoerythrin is what, dear? This one is what? Red in color. Color clear, which is what? Soluble in water. Soluble in what? What I'm saying? Water, my dear. Clear? Clear? So this one is the thing that is given in your mind map also. Clear? So algae term is clear here. Algae term is clear. Now I'm going to tell about the life cycle of the water plant. Okay. So here the basically three types of the life cycle, plant life cycle. One is what? Haploantic life cycle. Second one is what? Daploantic life cycle. And third one is what? Haplodaploantic life cycle. Clear? Is that clear? So now see. So what are the haploantic life cycle, daploantic life cycle, and haplodaploantic life cycle? Clear? So this one is the thing. Now I'm going to tell you about the plant life cycle. Here, the plant life cycle, my dear. Clear? Plant life cycle. So how many plant life cycle? Number one, that is what? Haplontic life cycle. Second one is what? Daploantic life cycle. Second one is what? Daploantic life cycle. And third one is what? Haplodaploantic life cycle. Clear? So let's see one by one. Number one, that is what? Haplontic life cycle. So here see, I'm saying you about the haplontic life cycle, my dear. So it is basically present where? In an algae. Which one? Algae. So see here, the plant found in the two stages. One is what? The gametophyte. Second one is what? Sporophyte. So if the plant is what? Suppose here I'm going to tell you this one is the plant is what? Gametophyte, and this one is plant is what? Sporophyte. So see, either the plant, they have both the stages, either any one of the plant, they perform both the stages. One is gametophyte also, and second one is what? A sporophyte also. So see, if I'm saying here that the plant, which one is more dominant, that is green in color, that is what gametophyte. And if I'm saying that the plant which bear what is spore, then this spore known as what is sporophyte media. So see, here I'm going to tell you about the haploantic life cycle, that is what gametophyte. See here, if I'm saying here about the gametophyte, so gametophyte is what haploid, and here is what sporophyte. Sporophyte media. So sporophyte is what diploid. So see, if I'm saying here that the main stage here is what gametophyte, it means that the formation what gametes. So gametophyte, during gametophyte, it produce what gametes media. So after mitosis, it forms what gametes. It forms what gametes, and after that gametes fertilization, it form what spore media. After fertilization, it form what? You know that zygote. In this way, I would like to explain. Wait for a moment. Take this one. This way, I have to be explained in a cycle. Okay, so that's why you get to better understand this one. See, here I am writing what? Here I am writing what? Gametophyte. Clear? And here I am going to write what? Sporophyte. Correct? Now see, in a gametophyte, it forms what? Gametes. How? During mitosis. During mitosis, it form what? Gametes. After that, in gametes, the fertilization will take place. Fertilization will take place, and after fertilization, it form what? A spore, my dear. Correct? And this one is what? Sorry, after fertilization, it forms what? Zygote. After fertilization, it forms what? Zygote. And zygote is what? Diploid. And after that, in a zygote, in a what? Zygote, here directly the meiosis will take place. Meiosis will take place, and this meiosis will form what? A spore, right? After meiosis, and again this one is this what? A spore, my dear. This one is what? A spore, I am saying. And this in a spore, again by mitosis, it forms what? Gametophyte. See, this one is the seed. So this one is which one cycle? This one is what? Haploantic life cycle. Haploantic life cycle. So see what I'm saying here, in a haploantic life cycle, my dear, here the mainly the dominant phase is here is what? Gametophyte. So why I'm saying here that gametophyte? Because in this very phase, only the formation of gametes is here, and mostly the plant is what? Green in a structure. So that's why I'm saying. So here zygote directly goes into what? Meiosis and formation of what is spore. Without coming in, there is what? A sporophyte. Clear? Is that clear? So haploantic life cycle is clear. So which one is example is here? Here is what? Haploantic life cycle, which is present where? In algae. In a what? Algae. So see. So here the haploantic life cycle. This one is the diagram of what? Haploantic life cycle. Here the gametophyte, and directly goes into what? Formation of what? Formation of gametes. The syngamy, zygote form. Zygote, then after the mitosis, and mitosis undergoes what? Formation of a spore. But here the meiosis will directly take place in a zygote and form what? A spore media. Correct? Is that clear? So this one is the haploantic life cycle. So in algae such as a Spirogyra is only which perform what? Haploantic life cycle. Right? So hope so this cycle is clear. Hope so this cycle is clear, my dear. Tell me first. Yes. So haploantic life cycle is clear. Okay. So now see. So this one, haploantic. Now the time to know here is what? Diploantic life cycle. Here the diploantic life cycle, it means what? The plant having the both. That is what? One is the gametophyte, second one is what? A sporophyte, my dear. So in a gametophyte and the sporophyte, they have only the capable to forming the both, that is what? Zygote formation as well as what? A spore formation, my dear. Clear? So this, see, this alternation of generation, if I'm saying here that the changing of one gametophyte to sporophyte and sporophyte to what? Gametophyte, this is known as what? Alternation of generation. And this alternation of generation, which one example here is what? You know, that is in haplodiploidic life cycle. That is what example? Bryophyta and Pteridophyta. Clear? In a diploidic life cycle, there is only the two. Example is here. That is Gymnosperm and what? Angiosperm, my dear. Correct? Thing is clear? So here the two cycle is clear. Mainly the haploidic life cycle is clear. So in a haploidic life cycle, which one is there? Only the algae. While the diploidic life cycle, that is the two, that is Gymnosperm and Angiosperm. And then after the haplodiploidic life cycle, basically we seen where? In a Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, my dear. Correct? So these all are the mind map that I am saying here. So see, if anybody can ask you that about the pteridophyta, what the pteridophyta, you know, my dear. See, here in pteridophyta, we all know that what? Here, see, if I'm saying that here about the what? Pteridophyta. So see what I'm saying here. Basically, pteridophyta, it means that what? The plant which has mainly there is what? A there is, see, in a mind map, there is four thing, that is Psilopsida. Number one, that is what? Psilopsida, Lycopsida, Spanopsida, and Pteropsida. The fourth thing is here. Okay. And all these having the example, that is in Psilopsida, example is what? Xylotum. Example here, Lycopsida is what? Selengenella. And example of this Spanopsida is, that is what? Equistum. And Pteropsida here is the example of what? Draptoteris, my dear. Clear? So this one is the basic example of what? Pteridophyta, my dear. Correct? So see, these all are the mind map of plant kingdom, my dear. So hope so in details whenever we go through this one chapter. So each and everything in details, that is very easy to understand. So before in details, this one is the short thing. Thank you for watching, my dear. Thank you.